So the example that we just finished was split into hundreds, and when things are split into hundreds, every 1 is a percentile, and every 10 parts we call a decile, and that is where that language of you're in the 5th percentile or you're in the 80th percentile comes from. Now, you can draw a cumulative frequency curve, which is a nice curve through everything. There's also something called a cumulative frequency polygon, and the only difference between the two is instead of drawing a nice smooth curve through everything, you draw straight stick lines through everything. So that's what we're going to do for this one. There is the cumulative frequency. If you were doing it already, you can check if your numbers added up. And if we go to our thing, I'll go by tens again. Frequencies by 10, 20. We have space. There's 40 in total, right? Maybe we'll spread this out. We'll do every 4. It's 10, 20, 30, 40, just to spread it out. So we start with 8 at 20, and then we're at 18. Oh, 18 would be, yeah. 18 would be about there. And then at 30, we're at 24. We're at 31. 50, we're at 37. 60, we're still at 37. Then 70, we're at 39. 80, 90, we're still at, oh, did I miss one? Okay, let me go back to the data here. $29 at 40, 35 at 50. Yes, I missed that one. So at 50, we're at 35. Then at 60, we're at 37. 37 again. Those ones are a little low. Then we're at 39 at 80. 39 again. And then finally 40 at 100. So now we draw straight line, connect the dot, lots of fun connecting dots. And that is a cumulative frequency polygon. What value would I go to if I wanted to estimate the median? About. And quartile 1 and quartile 3. 20 for the median. Quartile 1 would be at 10. Quartile 3 would be at 30. So our median estimate, mine looks like at about 24. And this is where on an exam, it'd be nice you'd use a ruler so that you don't go off too far. They often will allow you sometimes 1 or 2 as far as play, because they'll give you the graph and they'll give you lots of lines. So usually it matches up really nicely. If it doesn't match up nicely, they give you a little bit of play. If it does match up perfectly, then they're expecting you to get the right value. So quartile 1, looks like I've got about 14 there. Quartile 3 appears to be at about 40. So our interquartile range is 26. Again, approximate signs. All right. So apparently this question had something to do with cricket. And the cricket club decides to give prizes to the top 20% of the players in the match. What should we use to award that? I'm going to use, well, first of all, what number would be in the top 20%? If I figured out, whoa, if I figured out 20% of the 40 people, I get 8. So what score separates the top 20%? Is it 8? 8 would be the bottom 20%. So if you took 8 off of 40, 32 is the top 20%, or that would be called the 80th percentile. So now if I go back to my diagram, pick a new color, purple. No, that's too close to red. Bright green. And I go to 32, which is, wow, that's really bright green. Down and over, looks like about 44. So you can use a cumulative frequency polygon or cumulative frequency curve to do all sorts of estimates about percentiles